I think it's time for some breaking news. We have just found out this morning, a few hours ago, that RFK Jr. has been approved by the Senate Finance Committee as the next Secretary of Health and Human Services for a full Senate vote. So the Finance Committee has voted yes. There's one more vote coming, but this was the big hurdle to get through. We're going to show you right now CNN's coverage. I'm going to break this down for you. This just happened this morning. Check it out. RFK Jr. Here is the vote in the Senate Finance Committee today. He wins. Spoiler alert, he wins by one vote. Check this out.
There is a second. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Grassley.
Aye.
Mr. Grassley, aye. Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn, aye. Mr. Thune.
Aye.
Mr. Thune, aye. Mr. Scott.
Aye.
Mr. Scott, aye. Mr. Cassidy.
Aye.
Mr. Cassidy, aye. Mr. Langford.
Aye.
Mr. Langford, aye. Mr. Daines.
Aye.
Mr. Daines, aye. Mr. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Young, aye. Mr. Barrasso. Mr. Barrasso, aye. Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson, aye. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Tillis, aye. Mrs. Blackburn. Mrs. Blackburn, aye. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. Marshall, aye. Mr. Wyden.
No.
So now we're getting to the Democrat side. So if you guys know, that was all the Republicans, and they are embracing Kennedy. It's so bizarre because Kennedy has been a lifelong Democrat. But here we go. This part's the funny part. Check this out.
Mr. Wyden, no. Ms. Cantwell.
No.
Ms. Cantwell, no. Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett, no. Mr. Warner. Mr. Warner, no. Mr. Whitehouse. Mr. Whitehouse, no. Ms. Hassan. Ms. Hassan, no. Ms. Cortez Masto. Ms. Cortez Masto, no. Ms. Warren.
No.
Oh my God. Elizabeth Warren. No. God, no. Oh no. Look at Bernie. You guys see his face? There's Bernie's face. Uh-oh. What's coming out of Bernie's mouth? You guys can guess it. It's not a surprise. Here we go.
Warren, no. Mr. Sanders.
No.
Mr. Sanders, no. Ms. Smith.
No.
Ms. Smith, no. Mr. Lujan.
No.
Mr. Lujan, no. Mr. Warnock.
No.
Mr. Warnock, no. Mr. Welch.
No.
Mr. Welch, no. Mr. Chairman. Chairman votes aye. Mr. Chairman, the final tally is 14 ayes, 13 nays.
The vote was, would the clerk please restate the vote?
Mr. Chairman, the final tally was 14 ayes, 13 nays.
The vote was 14-13. The nomination is reported favorably. We will now turn to other senators who would like to make a statement. Since I asked my Republican colleagues to hold off at the outset, I'll go to the Republican side next. First, Senator Tillis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I voted aye today, and I want to just briefly explain why. I believe in my 65 years, I'll be 65 in August, that Mr. Kennedy will be one of the first people.
We have been watching the Senate Finance Committee vote on Robert F. Kennedy's nomination to be.
Yeah, make sure, CNN, make sure you cut away before any of the Republicans say anything good about the guy. But yeah, go ahead. Give us your take.
Be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. It is very rare these days on Capitol Hill that you go in to a hearing or a business meeting like this and don't really have an idea how it's actually going to land. All eyes were on one senator, Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican of Louisiana, and just 2 minutes before the committee started its vote, Cassidy posted on X, "I've had very intense conversations with Bobby and the White House over the weekend and even this morning. I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance specifically for his honest counsel. With the serious commitments I've received from the administration and the opportunity to make progress on the issues we agree on, like healthy foods and a pro-American agenda, I will vote yes." You see Cassidy walking out of the hearing room now. The vote was 14-13. This is a major step forward for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nomination.
So, yeah, as you heard him say, that's absolutely true. Bill Cassidy, the Republican senator from Louisiana, was the key flip that helped RFK Jr. make this happen. This was clearly a last minute thing that he had to hold out on, I guess, a discussion with J.D. Vance, RFK Jr. himself, and he made that decision 2 minutes before. So this is great news. We know this is great news. Let's see if they have anything more they're doing here at CNN. Are you going to smear him anymore? Any more smearing going on? Let's see.
Nomination to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, a major victory for the Trump White House and for President Trump himself, for whom Kennedy's endorsement and the coalition that he helped bring in was not only a huge political win, but also has been a focal point of his cabinet selections. Clearly the most high profile of them, but also the most endangered until this moment. Here's Bill Cassidy now.
Okay. But what about, you were troubled last week. What changed? What changed? What changed?
All right, enough of them. No, that's great. This is excellent news. We needed that to happen. There's no timeline yet. We cannot see a timeline on the final vote, but the full Senate vote has been confirmed. This will happen. There will be a final nomination, full Senate vote. We're gonna have to look at that closely. It's gonna probably, just like this one, it's gonna come down to the last minute and see what actually goes down. We know that the mainstream media has done everything they can to tear RFK Jr. apart, and Tulsi for that matter. As we know, they look for the one thing, they drive it home every day, and they've managed to get the Democrats to believe that we have something to protect as far as the healthcare system goes, that we have to protect this billionaire class, Pfizer, Moderna, all these corrupt agencies that we know are corrupt. They've managed to convince them that everything is fine, everything is A-okay, and that, of course, Trump is the only problem. But no, all these agencies are just fine. And that's the media is doing. They're very guilty of that and tricking. And, you know, I understand, you know, we can be mad at the people for falling for it, but this has to be said. The media is very, very good. The propaganda machine is very advanced. It's very powerful, and they know how to trick people who don't know any better. And I'm not trying to relieve the blame from them, but we know how COVID worked. We know that a lot of people got tricked into doing something they wouldn't normally do. That's how propaganda works. It's about pitting people against each other, making them act out of fear, out of hate, and voting against their best interests. That's what propaganda is. They've mastered it in the media. They've mastered it in the positions of public positions of power. They've figured this out. It's a system that works for them. So we have to continue to find ways to push back against it, and the censorship industrial complex, military industrial complex, big pharma, big food, all of it. So RFK, we need you in there. Absolutely. And then we can, of course, hold you accountable like we are with Trump when you get something wrong. When you get something right, absolutely. We have to celebrate those moments.